is more valuable than money. Good rising family. Black Feniks checking in. Just wanted to talk to you about that. Something that's been on my mind since I actually woke up this morning. I've been thinking about the people who passed away yesterday at the HogOn event, and it was just so ironic because literally I had just left. I probably just left an hour or so before the incident occurred, and I just wanted to take a moment of silence out for the victims and for their families. You know, family, time, time, way more valuable than money. But if you look at the system, if you look at the way a person operate, you, me, anyone, you would think, and sometimes it is, majority of the time, people would think that money is more important. You know, there's an old saying that says those who try to save their lives should lose their lives, and those who lose their lives actually save their lives. And I'm not saying that this is a literal term, but it makes you put things in proper perspective when it comes to time and money, when it comes to life and death, when it comes to people dying early before their time. Even if you feel like, man, this person was young, they had a whole life ahead of them. And then sometimes, you have to be humble and just think of all the pain it is too in this life, the stuff you go through. And God forbid, but sometimes when babies leave early, sometimes I think like, maybe it was a blessing to not be able to experience the pain and confusion that you will experience in this world, and especially as a black native or African American in America. It just things are rough, man. And it's crazy because we was having this event to honor Black history, to honor slavery, to honor being awake, to honor those who are doing things and those who have done things to help our people get in position to gain wealth and to gain freedom. And I knew it. I knew it, family, when I found out. And just so y'all know, I've been looking up information to come to find out that from what I'd heard anyway, it was a gentleman from the Little Rock area, Jacksonville, Little Rock, somewhere around there, who actually did the shooting. I knew it wasn't no one from the local area, man, because we had too much love. It was too much love down here. I was just like, I can't see no one having a confrontation down here without having a discussion first, because it was too many OGs that was there, that was from the area that really was on some real righteous stuff that wouldn't allow that stuff to go down. You know what I mean? Let me see what you said. I want to make sure we communicate and lock this in. What's going on now? Okay, better. My email is hogonwelding@gmail.com. That's hogonwelding@gmail.com. Or you can hit me up on Facebook. You can inbox me on Facebook. That's HogOn Welding, or Black Feniks, BlackFeniks. Any of those platforms or ways you can hit me up. Most definitely, I like to network with you. But I was just thinking about the people that passed, and the things that happened, you know what I mean? And I just knew it was someone from the outside that probably brought some drama in, some confusion, or someone want to show they hard, or want to, rep they town, or show, they ain't going, and, or whatever the situation is, man. It's just mind blowing. We can't point no fingers and be like, they need to take the guns away, but we know we need them. We got to protect our families and our household, you know what I mean? But we also know, everybody shouldn't have them. You know what I mean? And I honestly don't believe just because you a fella doesn't mean you shouldn't have a gun. I think it should be more of a mental thing. What evaluation? What are you gonna do with? You know what I'm saying? After this certain time, you're protecting your family. Somebody running your house, try to take your stuff. You should be able to have the right to defend yourself. But as far as shooting at a crowd of people, I mean, just to prove a point, or being undeveloped with something, getting something that got that many rounds and shots in it. What you need all of that for? You know what I mean? And evidently, you know what he was doing. If you targeted one person, you injured 25, and I heard it killed 3. Including a 1-year old. It's just, man, it's sad, family. And we still in this time, we still in this day and age where we're learning the value of self. We learning the value of unity. We learning the value of economics. Now, black people are starting to get more wealth and accumulate more wealth than we ever had, but it still seems like we're not coming together. It's like we'll rather play for the football team than actually start a league. We'll rather go and scout to be in the movie instead of putting our money together and start our own movies. You know what I'm saying? It's like, some things, you watch over time, and it's cool to say, yeah, they made it there. It's cool to get in that position. And then, and ain't nothing wrong with going through that transformation, because I think, like, as we grow, we go through different levels. So, once you wake up and you done made it so much, like a guy said, man, once you done made so much money, what else your purpose is? Once you done travel so many places, then what you gonna do? And I believe that us learning financial literacy is very important, but financial literacy isn't our primary goal. You want to learn financial literacy so it can free up some of your time to be able to do some things you want to do, like me starting my independent um, school. I'm starting it independently in the garage that I built until I get the actually school foundation. You know what I'm saying? The school location. I'm starting it from here, but I'm free enough to have financial freedom enough to be able to do this and not be worried about how the income is coming in. But that's not the primary goal, to just say, oh man, I'm a boss, I work for myself. I can't just stop here. I'm not just stopping there, because even when striking out being independent, I realized that me going out looking for work, I was looking for work and not, looking for a job. But at the same time, it was still a form of the same process, because people was judging me for the way I looked when I came to come get the job, just from my appearance, and it wasn't from my work ethics or my character. You know what I mean? But some didn't, and those who didn't gave me the opportunity to pretty much shine and put a stamp on me when I was in Phoenix to help other people network with me. And then everything started growing and growing from there. But, it was like I realized that even just being independent alone, you don't want to start there. You want to get the employment if you ain't got a job to get your money up. But once you learn the system and learn the job and you build some money up, then you start investing in what you want to do. That's where the independence come. You know what I mean? And once you get there and you learn the independent game, then you want to say, okay, now I need to incorporate this. And here comes the LLC and the corporation, where you realize that it's about products over talent. It's about giving people opportunities, about creating jobs, creating wealth for others that will actually help you create wealth. So I think it's a threefold process, just like we're threefold: your mind, body, and spirit. So I think we need to network, you know what I'm saying? Business, individual wise, product wise, and business wise. And I think once we start embracing it and learning more about that, I think it's going to open up more doors for us. But just getting financial literacy alone, getting some money, being able to buy some nice things, some guns, some cars, some butter, so to speak, because everybody was there yesterday showing their butter off, showing their bikes off, showing their outfits off, showing their vehicles off, showing their bling off. You know what I mean? Everybody was there to show, to represent, represent where they from or whatnot. And I'm not knocking that. That's all good, but family, we got to get more than that. You know what I mean? We got to take it to a whole nother level. You know what I mean? And when you got a community that's actually trying to build up something like what Doom is doing, I really hope that this don't be the last hood, Nick. I hope that this situation don't happen where the city want to condemn them ever having it, because something that someone else did, and a lot of times you tend to get blamed and judged for something that somebody else did that wasn't anybody else's fault, especially the locals, you know what I mean, that's having to suffer from the situation. So, I just wanted to say, man, time is truly more valuable than money. And I wanted to say that in this form also, that we can replace money, family. You can lose money, you can get it back. You can burn money, you can lose a job, you can get another job, you can get a raise. You know what I mean? We can get some money somehow.
Even if you take it, you can get some. But you can't get no more time, family, once it's over. I don't know nobody that who have cheated the grave yet. If that bullet was meant for the brain and it took them, we don't know nobody who just came back after we buried them. Do you? I mean, besides Christ, that's the only story that I know of a man who has buried and rose and risen again. Other than that, I don't know nobody. I mean, if you know him, please let me know about this person. You know what I mean? So that's how we got to realize that time is very important. Your time is important on what you give to somebody else. You know, in relationships and friendships and business and just in general. You know what I mean? We got to stop wasting our time on people who are not going to who don't want progress, who don't want to have a fruitful relationship with you. You giving and giving and giving, and they don't want to give. You know what I mean? You got to wake up and say, man, I got to move on. You know what I mean? You got to be able, if you rise and you can't sit there and wait on somebody else to get on your level, you're never gonna get there. You know what I mean? You might miss the train because you sitting there waiting on somebody, and you sitting there standing there the whole time. They gonna be here. It's finna abort. They gonna let me give me 20 more minutes. It don't work like that, family. When it's time to go, when it's time to jump on that time to jump on that train, it's time to go. You know what I mean? And this morning, man, I was just thinking about that hood Nick situation and just thinking about life. You know what I mean? Like even me being down here, in McGee, back in my hometown, after 28 years, family, you know, I literally left here when I was 15. I was 16 when I left here. I was 16 when I left here. And when I returned back to the city, I was 26 years old, you know. And when I returned just back visiting, I was 26 to see my mom. But living here, it was last year. I just returned. So that makes it, 27, 28 years. And I'm not going to lie, being here has even let me realize that time is more important. Yes, home sweet home, man. And you know what? My mom always wanted me to come home after I got out of prison, but I hit the road. I had to find myself. It's just like Moses, you know what I mean? He had to once, he committed the crime, he had to run off to find himself and he built another family and started something different. And then, he didn't know he was gonna become the leader of his people. He didn't know he was gonna help anybody. He was trying to help himself. He was trying to help one of his people that actually was getting mistreated. But he didn't know that God was gonna use him to take his people to a promised land, so to speak. So, it's humbling to be here because the things I've been working on and stuff I've been trying to get together in my mom's house, it's ironic because I was able to use the money that I earned, my time, the skills that I learned, and I was able to put all of that with my vision into the home so far. You know what I mean? So that's a blessing, family. It was a blessing to come back to help renovate and save someone who actually saved me. And since my mom passed in the house, to me the house is a tomb. It's not that graveyard. So to disrespect the house to me is to disrespect her, and I just can't see that happening. You know what I mean? So personally, you know what I mean. I had to come back and do it. It was like someone saying they really made it. You get to a point in life where literally we didn't have to come back here. I could have stayed in Georgia, went back to Phoenix, lived good, but I spent money that actually I didn't think it was gonna cost as much as it did. But to be, just to be honest with you, open because I done put in my taxes, and when it was all said and done, from what we got invested, I think we was from like travel, from materials up to this point, we're right under 30,000. I think it was like 28 something. You know what I'm saying? That I actually got invested in the home. And I literally thought, family, I'm not gonna lie, I thought naively, I said, oh man, I'm gonna go down and look at it. Well, before I even looked at it, I'm thinking price material. I said, well, I'm gonna do the work. I probably can get a deal. And woo, I said, man, I might get everything for about 15,000. I thought 15,000 would have complete the house with the roof. And I didn't got the roof fixed, but I still got to put a new roof on there. So that's gonna be my next major had everything finished. But I came in working on it, and inflation hit me, family. And that's something about financial literacy that we got to learn. And this is the reason why I'm sharing this story because here I had literally we had our savings stacked up where I was like, okay, We had, a little over 30, saying invested. What's up, family? What's up, family? We had a little over, 30 K, savings before we came here as a cushion. Like, yeah, we can do whatever. We was gonna take care of some stuff with the kids. I'm working on the child support situation, with getting visitation with my son. All these things I'm putting in my house. Okay, we got this, we're gonna do this, get everything hooked up. But when I came here, the situation was a little different than what I thought. Like, I had to spend more money than what I thought to actually get it going. And then when I first priced materials, man, like, my plywood was probably $15, $16 and some change. But once the extra process got down, we started doing it, and it's like $81, 80 something dollars, or 70 something close, after tax. So you think you getting 4 or 5 sheets for $100, and now you're getting one sheet for $100, and you got to spend another $100 to get two. You see what I'm saying? So, building a garage was more because I had to spend more money than I expected, but I still went through it. And the way I see it, that, that's something that we have to learn. We have to stay up on the market. We have to be aware of inflation, because when inflation hits, family, your money that you think you got saved can turn to nothing. Like I say, I come here, with a $30,000, little over $30,000 cushion, and then inflation, and I didn't have to invest in the home, and then working and moving and stuff, breaking down and fixing, and this, traveling, coming in. So it was a big humbling, experience. But I can honestly, humbly say that taught me something. You know what I mean? It taught me how, you have to read the market. And it was good that I had saved for rainy days, and we had made investments, because I wouldn't have been able to do what I have done up to this point if it wasn't for that. You know what I mean? And also, salute to all the people that who sent donations and helped out, and looked out and helped me even do stuff. You know what I mean? Things that I didn't know, and gave me some game on how to do this and do that. You know what I mean? So it was it's people involved in it. And like I say, now we're probably about, I'm gonna say, 90% done. The roof is the big thing, and then we have some landscaping to do. Some things, but wait until it kind of clear up some. As far as dry up, because it's kind of been wet here lately. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot about time and money, because I had to literally put my own time, and invested in this. Um, my company, HogOn Welding LLC, had to come down from Phoenix, Arizona, to actually make this happen, to make my mom's house the headquarters. So when I go back out and start networking and selling products and doing different things, I'll be coming back here, and it was actually a business trip, a business expense. You know what I mean? And going to going to Georgia was a business expense. And see, that's something that you have to learn from dealing with financial literacy. But you can't get sidetracked and just think, oh, it's all about money, family, because it's not all about money. That money can come and go, family. I mean, I have literally, made money that I never imagined I could make, especially coming from the streets that was legal. You know what I'm saying? And like, I like to tell people who enter welding how it really changed my life, because, family, I made, I did, over 100,000 one year in welding. You know what I mean? Being independent, doing mobile welding. You know what I'm saying? And also, being a foreman. So I was able to, man, I was able to experience some things, even getting that money. I had, so how you acquire debts, and you acquire things that, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to eat like this. So, a lot of times when you don't know nothing about money, you would get money like somebody hit the lotto. You ever see them story? They hit the lotto, and then they broke some years later. He's like, man, he had $1 million. What he do with $1 million? He done blew the whole $1 million out. It's easy to do it, family. It's easy to do it when you don't know financial literacy. You know what I mean? So we have to learn the value of that, the value of time. You know what I mean? The value of not putting money before time, but using time to get money, and then using money to get money. That's what a smart move at. That's what a boss move come at, being the LLC and corporation, because you learn how your money make money. You realize that you use your time to get the money you need, so that way it can stay in rotation, and then you'll be able to use that money to invest in your business ventures, so that way you can pull yourself out of the equation to do more of what your purpose is. See, a lot of people don't I have inquired and talked to people and encountered people who have great ideas, who have great passions, but their employment keeps them locked down like a caged in, like kind of like they be kind of like a slave to this job because they got so much, I got to do this for my kids, I got this payment, I got to do this, so and so doing this, and they never figured out how to free up their time to do their purpose and take care of their responsibilities. And that's one thing that I think that we got to learn this year. What's going on, family? Yes, yeah. You know what? It's crazy because as we learn, we have to we have to be humble. Some people will say, I remember I had this one person told me one time, man, I remember when you was talking about this. Well, now you on this. I'm like, man, I didn't elevate it. I realized that was good at one particular time in my life. Like being, completely independent was one time in my life, but then I realized that I had to incorporate it. I realized it was products over talent. I realized that I didn't want to have my time consumed to a job. I didn't want to have no one telling me. I had to check in with them when if I had something personal going on. I had to humble myself and explain everything I got going on. I didn't want to do that, so I had to realize, okay, in order for me to move myself in that equation, I got to one replace my income, come up with a business, with a plan, and then figure it out. So, first you're gonna start doing it physically for yourself. And I still do it, you know what I mean? But the goal is to completely take that out of the equation and then just start producing the products, producing the HogOn vending machines, buildings and the Airbnbs and the duplexes and rental properties, you know what I mean? That's what I want to do, you know what I mean? But you have to start somewhere. You have to start by using that earned income. And now I realize how important it is, how important time is, because if it's from just reading some great material, from spending time with your family, like yesterday, family, anything could have happened yesterday. I could have been there with my kids, family, and one of my kids or me could have got injured yesterday. I'm just humbled and thankful that God allowed us to stop, and I literally stopped because both of my daughter and my son, my daughter from Fort Smith, I mean my son from Fort Smith and my daughter in Newport, and they don't have a lot of Black history events in those areas. You know what I mean? So it was the first time they was like, "Oh, Dad, I want to stop." They seen all these Black people out there. They seen all these vehicles, people out dressed up, looking nice out there, and they families and walking. So they wanted to be a part of it, and I wanted them to experience that. So we stopped them, even though I was tired, family, because I got up early. I got to drive, meet her mom from Newport. I got to lead them, then go up here to Elma, turn around, get them, drive back. I end up getting a ticket. Man, it was a long day. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? So everything was real, but I said, you know what? Let's go on and stop real quick so that y'all can see this and we can walk around and I can, pay respect, pay homage. So we did about an hour or so, and then we came home. So a little after we came home, I started getting calls and inboxes, people asking me, "Are you okay? Is everything all right? I know you was there." And I was like, "What happened? What happened?" And then it went from there. So all we can do is count our blessings, family. You know what I mean? I think about it now, and one thing for sure, in life, man, time is valuable, and we don't know when our time is. They say that your time, when it's time for us to go, it comes like a thief in the night. When you laying down creeping, you don't. When you laying down sleeping, you don't know nobody from the creep in on you. You in a whole nother space, and then someone come and something happen. And I think that's just how life is. That we don't know how long we have. We don't know how valuable our time is. Sometimes we tend to waste time on people we shouldn't waste time with. We should be studying when we want to party. You know what I'm saying? We should be paying homage when we want to be boastful and prideful of a situation. Sometimes I think it's a learning process. As we awaken, as we grow, they say as you get knowledge, you change. Once the knowledge turns into actually wisdom. So time is important, family. You know what I mean? I just wanted to say that. I can't say it enough because we don't know how long we got. And when it's all said and done, when we go, you going. Even though 3 or 4 people pass, those are individual grades, family. When it's your time, it's going to be your time. So we want to make sure that we utilize our time to do righteous things, to, you know, to help someone to live the best life we can possibly live, and fulfill our purpose. Do what it's meant for us to do, whatever your purpose might be. But I believe we all have one. If it's raising a respectable family, or being a certain coach, or whatever your passion is, if it's affecting people, because a lot of times certain things, when it comes to affecting people, I think that's where it's at. Changing the mindset, giving somebody some information that they didn't have that could actually change their lives. You know what I mean? So I just want to come live for a minute, and I was just thinking about that event is humbling, family. And it could have been me, it could have been my family. You know what I mean? But I'm thankful, I'm humble that it wasn't, and I know that God still got a mission for me. You know what I mean? And I know I'm not the only person who, hey, how you doing? I know I'm not the only person who has went through things in life, and you have questioned, your existence. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you want to hurt yourself, but just saying you just question, like, man, God, what is my purpose? What is it that you want me to do? You know, and sometimes things get so hard when you be like, man, like my mom told somebody, she was just like, man, I'm tired. She told my cousin, I'm tired. If it's meant for me to go, I'm okay with it. And at first I couldn't understand it, but until you experience a certain degree, I guess, of pain, and of the reality of what life is, and the people you love, and being betrayed, loyalty, man, I'm telling you what, man, I mean, it can take a toll on you. So we have to realize how precious time is, how precious the time you give someone is. You giving someone your time is way more valuable than you giving them your money. So keep that in mind. So watch who you get your time with. A lot of times we invest time in people that we shouldn't, and we get red flags too. You know what I mean? So you can't say you didn't get no red flag. I didn't got a couple red flags when you think about, like, man, I don't know what I was doing. I thought, like, man, I got warned. Probably a couple times I didn't want to listen. It was something, an attraction or something. You know what I'm saying, that kept me involved. But just wanted to say, family, man, everybody be blessed, continue to prosper. Like I said, I'm out. What's going on now, family? I'm out right now. Probably finna chill with my son and do something. They in there stayed up all night, so they just now moving around. So we probably gonna get out and go, visit my aunt and let them, because they haven't seen my aunt. So let my aunt see my babies, you know what I mean, and go around and pay homage to the village. When you're in the village, you got to pay homage to the village. You always got those in the village that help raise you, and they would love to see what you are raising now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's a blessing now to have kids and grandkids. I didn't realize it, but I understand now how my mom used to put us first, and it wasn't nothing that she wouldn't do to make sure we was good. And now I understand why she made those type of sacrifices. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let y'all go, family. I'm just checking in. Like I say, time. It's more valuable than money. We have to learn that, but we also have to learn money. We have to learn financial literacy, and once we learn that, we need to learn business. We have to learn LLCs. We have to learn investments, and it's nothing that you're going to get overnight. But you have to get on that mission. You got to get your mind on that playing field, because this is not checkers, family. I just want you to know that this life we living in, regardless of you not might. I hear people say, man, I'm not like that. Well, I don't do it. It don't mean that the game, the life that we playing it, they play like that. So you're going to have to learn the game if you're going to survive in this life. You know what I mean? You don't have to be that person, but you're going to have to know what's going on. You can't be naive and say, just because you're not doing it, or you, at your church, you didn't never seen it, don't mean it's not existing. So just want to say that, man, y'all be blessed. Keep getting your hog on. I'm out.